Hello and welcome to Claire and Bloom, where I share my love of fragrance, body care, and beauty. In this video, I'll be comparing the old and new versions of Victoria's Secret Tease Heartbreaker. Thank you so much for stopping by, and let's get started. Victoria's Secret brought back the scent Tease Heartbreaker for their summer 2024 semi-annual sale, and I was curious as to whether it was the same as the original version. I do have a bottle from when it was first available, which I believe I picked up in a semi-annual sale around 2020 or so. In this then and now review, I'll be comparing the original 2019 version of Tease Heartbreaker to the new 2024 re-promoted version. The semi-annual sale is winding down, but this is still available online as they do keep the beauty items in the sale section for a while. I picked up a 3.4-ounce bottle of the new Tease Heartbreaker for $39.99 during the sale, and it also comes in a 1.7 ounce for $29.99. I also purchased the fragrance mist for $12.99, and I waited to get an additional 25% off my entire sale purchase. Unfortunately, I haven't seen a body lotion available yet, but I'm hoping that shows up eventually because I like to layer my VS fragrances with the matching lotion. As far as the perfume packaging, you can see that the bottles are similar, but there are some differences. The original version on the left has a black cap and a frosted pink coating around the sides of the bottle, as well as more of the signature Tease lacy fishnet design on the front. As for the newer version on the right, I like the pink cap and plain labeled ring around the neck of the bottle, but overall, I think I prefer the old one due to the pink sides. The new one feels a bit less special to me, but I do appreciate that they use the Legacy Tease bottle, and that it's not completely plain like some of their SAS perfume re-releases have been. Tease Heartbreaker was originally released in 2019, and has notes of electric starfruit, purple lotus, tonka bean, and whipped cream. And again, this is a 3.4-ounce bottle. And this opens with tangy starfruit as well as a creamy, almost sugary sweetness. I'm not a big fan of starfruit, but while it has some sharpness, it feels more green here than sour. The lotus flower feels fresh and airy and doesn't overwhelm the fragrance. And as it dries, the tonka and whipped cream become more prominent and give the scent a fluffy vanillic sweetness with a hint of a lactonic feel. To me, this is a sweet, creamy floral with a light, fresh tropical fruitiness. It definitely feels most suited for summer and has a soft warmth and airy quality. Here's my original Tease Heartbreaker collection altogether, and I'll quickly go through details on the other products, which includes the body lotion and fragrance mist. The body lotion has the same tropical starfruit and fluffy sweetness as the perfume, but feels even creamier. I still get the greenness, and the starfruit is maybe a bit more pronounced as well. This is several years old now, and it still looks and smells good to me. As for the fragrance mist, it also smells pretty similar to the perfume. However, the tonka bean and whipped cream have a deeper, more syrupy vanilla sweetness. I'm not sure if it was always that way or if that's developed over time though. I do feel like the color of the mist may have darkened from the vanilla as well. Moving on to the 2024 version of Tease Heartbreaker, it also has notes of electric starfruit, purple lotus, and tonka bean, but the whipped cream note from the original is no longer listed. And it's described as a bold clash of fruity brightness and delicious warmth. And this also opens with the starfruit, and it's bright and has an almost sparkling quality. The fruit feels tropical and green, and the lotus adds an airy floral. The scent sweetens as it dries and becomes more creamy and vanillic and warm. It's not a heavily vanilla scent though. It's light and fluffy and feels more like a tropical floral than a gourmand. And here is my new Tease Heartbreaker collection with the eau de parfum and fragrance mist. As I mentioned earlier, I'm unfortunately not seeing a matching body lotion this time around. Victoria's Secret sometimes doesn't release lotions for returning scents, but I'm hoping they don't keep doing that as it makes the collection feel incomplete. The new fragrance mist also feels bright and has the tangy green fruit and airy floral. The sweetness is there, but it's light and doesn't feel as vanillic as in the perfume. When comparing the two versions, they do smell pretty similar. They share the tangy starfruit and green quality, as well as the airy lotus floral. They're also both sweet and creamy and have a tropical feel. The new version has more of a sparkling quality in the opening, while the original feels a bit more creamy and vanillic. But that may be a result of the perfume macerating over the years I've had it. I don't think the removal of the whipped cream note has made much difference to the scent, as it's still sweet and fluffy with the sheer vanilla. Keep in mind though that while these are sweet, there's the underlying greenness that does bring down the sweetness. It's not what I would call a super sweet or sugary fragrance. And here's what the old and new fragrance mists look like together. I think the new packaging is fine, but I do prefer the older version. It's more decorative, and the fishnet is actually a raised design on the bottle, which I do think looks nicer. I also wanted to share some comparisons with other perfumes that have similar notes, and I'm comparing them against the current version of Tease Heartbreaker. Starting with Victoria's Secret, the only other perfume with starfruit that I'm aware of is Bombshell New York, which I don't have, so I can't compare them. So first, I have Tease, and this is the current version that was launched in 2020. I have a special edition bottle, but it is the same scent. This has notes of white gardenia, Anjou pear, and black vanilla, and it's a sweet, fruity floral that's pretty true to its notes. These two aren't similar to me, and I'm not getting any of Tease and Tease Heartbreaker. Tease is also sweeter overall. Next is Tease Creme Cloud, with notes of vanilla meringue, santal flower, and sheer amber. And this is fluffy, sugary vanilla meringue with a soft floral and a warm, musky quality. It's very sweet and powdery and also has an ambery, woody feel. These both have a fluffy, vanilla quality, but Tease Creme Cloud is woody and sweeter overall, while Tease Heartbreaker is fruity and green. Then I have Zara Frosted Cream, which has notes of mandarin orange, strawberry, flowers, and vanilla. And this is a very sweet, creamy, powdery scent with bright fruit and a gourmand quality. These are both creamy, fluffy, fruity florals, but Frosted Cream is much sweeter, while Tease Heartbreaker has the greenness cutting through its sweetness. If you want a sugary, sweet vanilla scent, I'd go for Frosted Cream. Next is Montblanc Signature, and this has notes including clementine, ylang-ylang, benzoin, and vanilla. It's similar to Zara Frosted Cream and smells kind of like a creamsicle. And just like that one, this one is sweeter and more vanillic than Tease Heartbreaker, though I do feel like its floral is a bit stronger, so that portion feels a bit more in line. And for body mist, first I have Victoria's Secret Velvet Petals, and this has notes of lush blooms and almond glaze. And this is a pretty floral with a touch of almond that gives it a nice sweetness. It's creamy and at times has a bit of a lactonic quality. These have a slightly similar creamy floral feel, but Velvet Petals has the almondy sweetness and is more floral, while Tease Heartbreaker is green and fruity. And lastly, there's Bath & Body Works Brown Sugar and Fig, with notes of fresh fig, coconut milk, and caramelized brown sugar. And this has sweet, ripe, juicy fig, as well as the gooey, caramelized brown sugar. It also has a lactonic quality that doesn't feel very coconutty. It just has a creamy, milky sweetness. These are both sweet and creamy, but brown sugar and fig is significantly sweeter and feels much more gourmand than Tease Heartbreaker. So that's it for my Victoria's Secret Tease Heartbreaker Then and Now comparison. I enjoy Tease Heartbreaker, but it isn't my favorite of all the Tease flankers. I do have a video on many of the flankers, and we'll link that in the description box, along with my reviews of some of the newer Tease scents. It became very apparent to me during the comparisons that when I smell Tease Heartbreaker on its own, it feels sweet, but when compared against truly sweet scents, it comes across less so. I do still like the creamy dry down, I just wish there was less greenness in the scent, especially in the opening. If it sounds at all interesting to you, I would recommend checking it out now though, especially if you like starfruit or sweet airy florals with a green quality, as we never know when VS will re-promote a scent again. Let me know what you think of Tease Heartbreaker if you've tried it, or if you're planning to grab it while you can. Thank you for watching, I hope that you'll subscribe, and I'll see you in my next video.